Are video games becoming too easy? Let's talk about that. What is up, guys? It's your boy Hercules, and well, I've been watching some videos on YouTube and I've been watching some articles out there, and they're talking about Final Fantasy 16, I believe that's it. Now, I've never played any of the Final Fantasy, but this game actually looks very interesting for some reason. Some people say it's because of the gameplay, and I gotta be honest, it does look better, the gameplay, but it's still not a guarantee that I'm gonna play it because I've just never been interested in anything Final Fantasy. But the more older that I get, the more picky I am with video games. Now, the reason why I'm talking about if video games have become way too easy or have become watered down. Now, let me put this out there. Do I think Elden Ring is a masterpiece of a game? No, because when I played it, was it hard? Hell fucking yeah. It was a hard ass game. I put in about 50 hours, and I want to say half the time I was dying. Were there times where I finally learned the pattern? I finally was I upgraded to the level where I can actually beat this monster or beast, boss battle, whatever you want to call it. Yes. Was it the most fun I had? At moments, whenever I would beat the boss, I was like, woo! Got you, you son of a... Right? But I didn't enjoy the gameplay. I didn't enjoy the story. And I know some people, to me, it doesn't have really a story. It has lore in there, but the story just, to me, didn't work. Or, I mean, it didn't have story, pretty much. Now, again, I don't think it's game of the year. I don't think it's 10 out of 10. It's probably an 8 out of 10. But, again, I'm very different. I don't like the Call of Duty multiplayer. But I do like Call of Duty, the story. I do like diving into a world where I'm make-believe that I'm a military person, right? Or in the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, where I'm a Jedi. I'm a Star Wars guy, right? Or I'm playing as Spider-Man. I'm diving in believing that I'm Peter Parker, right? Batman, whatever, stuff like that. I really enjoy when I get a good story and then I get some badass gameplay. Elden Ring had a little bit of not of that. Now, I don't think that just because I didn't enjoy it, that it still doesn't make it game of the year or anything like that. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because we started to see a pattern in video games where I remember hearing people wanted an easy mode for Elden Ring. And look, would an easy mode would have done anything? I don't really think so. I'm pretty sure the developers wouldn't have made it that easy. They would have still found a way of how to make it more difficult for you. Either lower health, maybe a little bit easier for the boss to kill you. They would have found ways of how to make it where it's still a challenge, because that's really what Elden Ring is a challenge. You have to learn a specific pattern of how these boss fight, and then you have to learn that, okay, he's gonna do this. You can count. Sometimes you can even count. Like they go one swing, 2 swings, 3 swings, and then and swing. So they have a pattern. Now, could that pattern change whenever you're fighting them? Yes, and believe me, I felt that. I got killed multiple times. But here's the thing. You have games where they make it easy, where you can flip a little switch where it says on or off, and you don't have to worry about regenerating. You don't have to worry about getting health. You don't have to worry about dodging. You can simply just sit there And there's video of the players out there now. Some people are saying, "Oh, the story of Final Fantasy is terrible. All you have to do is sit down and just press a button." Listen, every game, that's all you do. I hate this notion that, oh my God, all I do is sit down and press a button. You fucking idiot. In every game, you do that. No matter what. When you're playing GTA, guess what? You press a button to get in the vehicle. You press another button to go, right? To press the gas pedal. You're pressing a button. You're using another finger to control where you want to go. When you're shooting at a gun at an enemy in Call of Duty, guess what? You're pressing one button here. You're pressing another button here. And that's all you're doing. You're not physically doing anything. You're just pressing buttons. That is what a video game is. Now, you can get butthurt because you hate a certain company and stuff like that. What do you think? Starfield is going to be anything different? You think you're going to have to press two buttons instead? No, you're going to press one button here to aim at your targets, and then you're going to press the other button to shoot at them. That is what a game does. That's not the problem. The one button thing, that's not the problem. The problem comes when you make it easier for these journalists. This is the problem. When you make it easier for these fake journalists out there. Because we all know these fake journalists want to proclaim that they're video game people, but at the same time, they're not. All they want, you can see it. There's evidence out there. They bitch and moan because games are hard. Why? Because they're in this mindset that the only way, because there are players out there, there are people that review games that can knock out a video game in 2 days, in 1 week. And there are journalists out there that can't do that. So they need an easy way out. So in Final Fantasy, supposedly you can have this where you don't have to worry about regenerating health. You don't have to worry about dodging. You can put those modes on where the character does all of that, and all you have to do is press Q or triangle or X or O, whatever, and just attack the boss fight. Is that right? It's not, because you're basically making it so easy for these guys that then they can go out and say, but you know what? I really didn't like the gameplay, or I really didn't like the story. Because why? You're making it so easy for them that they're just sitting there. Oh my God. Right? I don't get it. I don't get it. Do I think there are games out there that are hard? Yes, there's always games out there that are hard. Do I think there's games out there that are easy? Yes. I personally, I don't know why in Elden Ring it was difficult for me, but eventually I think if I would have stick to it, if I would have found more of the story, if I would have been like more hooked into that world, or at least if I would have played like the old games and stuff like that, if I would have been like a nerd of Elden Ring-ish or from software kind of a nerd, then I probably would have played that game and I would have been like, dude, this is a masterpiece. But I just never been a fan of any of their games. When it came to God of War was a hard game too. And you can make it easy or you can make it super hard. Dude, I passed that in the hardest difficulty ever. I played that game multiple times. At times, I would say it was probably even harder than Elden Ring. At times. Not all the time, but at times it was. So, what I'm trying to say is, yes, are games becoming easier? Are games becoming too simple for these journalists? I really think it's just because of these journalists. Yes, you have these things where I believe in Horizon, they took away where you don't have to swim in the water. Makes no sense, but okay. Then in I believe in Star Wars Jedi, they took away where if you're afraid of spiders, they'll take away the spiders and replace it with something else. Okay. When you have these things, I understand why you're doing it, but at the same time, it makes no sense. But I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just rambling. Let me know if you guys agree with me, you guys disagree with me, or what. But I'm gonna leave it there. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.